Hello, my name is Portia Hartono, and I'm a high school student here in Singapore. I'm here to present an idea to you, and I plan to start an app that provides internship opportunities to high school students, and it's called Intern-ed. So what's my vision? Here, it's to create a world where all students have equal opportunities to excel in life. Now, this is because I do believe that education is a fundamental human right. And making my service widespread would change the way people approach and perceive education. So in today's academic climate, people see education purely as the marks you get on a test or maybe tutoring outside of school. But expanding this definition to include real world work experiences would definitely benefit both the students and society as a whole. So as for the problems that I've identified, high school students tend to spend all their time and energy into getting in a good college, which is a good goal. However, this hyperfixation on maintaining that 4.0 GPA or getting on the honor roll means that other essential life skills get overlooked. So I do believe that having a valuable work experience is something that not a lot of kids these days prioritize, which brings me to my next point. Not everyone has a chance to sign up for these high quality internships. And the ones that do tend to see it more just like a resume tick rather than a valuable work experience where they can develop a strong skill set that will be useful in the future. So how can we fix this? My app will democratize high quality internships with a variety of industries and organizations for high school students. And these can include banks, maybe like nonprofits, industries, and social media marketing, digital marketing, and so on. So if we look at some statistics, I've chosen Singapore as my target market. And this is mainly because the academic culture is especially narrow in terms of like not having like this holistic education. So 80% of Singaporeans believe that internships are beneficial for students' education, especially those with subpar or average academic performance. Now, this statistic is especially relevant to my app because it shows that there is an interest and there is a demand for these internships, which is not being met. And another survey conducted in Singapore revealed that 78% of students have actively searched outside of school for these opportunities. And they do believe that it will help them gain the necessary skills to find a job in the future. So this is an extreme majority of students. And again, like the previous statistic, it shows how much these students want high quality internships. So as for the market size, we are focusing on high school students, and the number of high school students in Singapore ages 15 to 19 is 200,000. As for our target customers, we're sort of going for a two-pronged approach. So the B2C, high school students, as I said before, ages 15 to 19 from any background. So the whole point is that everyone has equal access. And also their parents who might be willing to spend an extra buck here and there for the premium memberships, which I will elaborate on more later. So for the B2B side of things, one of the major sources of income are schools, and especially international schools, who would definitely be willing to engage with us and participate. College counselors potentially, who are looking for services to help their clients get into good colleges, and the industries that we will be working with closely, which include social media marketing and data analysis. So I am planning to have 5 main features that set us apart. One is an algorithm that matches both parties, so the students and the businesses, with 6 of the top matches that correspond with their profiles. And this is the free version. So for the connection, I'm planning to have a system where the common and college apps are directly linked. So we're also planning to have an easy way for the students and the businesses to communicate. This can include letters of reference, performance of the kids, and what they did in the projects. So number 4 is a 5-star rating system where students can express their thoughts in a robust reviewing system where they can leave messages and comments and a rating out of 5 stars. And the final one is a premium membership system where clients can unlock special privilege, like features where they would have where they would have 10 matches instead of the standard 6. And another way to unlock these premium memberships temporarily is to have referral marketing, where they would send a link to a number of their contacts and unlock these credits to gain the premium membership. This is a little prototype of what the app would look like. So the first thing you'd see is the choice to register as a student or a business. And it would look sort of something like this, where you would be able to swipe and see the profile of the businesses or the students that the employers are looking for. As for the revenue model, for the B2B side of things, a big one would be advertisements. A lot of businesses and startups are especially interested in advertising in apps, especially as so many people have access to apps. Another one would be schools, especially international schools. As I said before, they would be more than willing to pay costs, as this algorithm would make the system in which these students get their internships extremely efficient. And of course, the businesses. However, for this, we are planning on making the costs quite low, relatively low, to help facilitate an environment where there would be more engagement from these businesses. On the B2C side of things, the main source of income would be from the premium subscriptions, which I talked about before. So for competition, it is quite an untapped market. So I tried looking for apps or websites that maybe did the same thing, but the closest thing I could find were services for college students and not high school students. So another strength is that it's an extremely scalable business because it is a software. It's not a physical product where the more outreach and the more customers you have, the cost would also scale up proportionally. So we could keep like a fixed cost extremely low to increase our profit margins. As for weaknesses, as any startup, a lack of funding is a big one. And maybe also the lack of awareness of our business, but hopefully through getting sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce or Chamber of Trade, we could fix that. As for the opportunities, the world and the market is getting increasingly digitized. Everyone is sort of shifting online, especially in this COVID era. So I do truly believe that having it in app form, a digital form, where so many people would have access and it would be, an easy user experience and interface, that is definitely an opportunity to make some money. So for our threats, it is an untapped market, and once we break it, there will be people who see that and would try to like replicate or sort of emulate our business model. So because of this, the opportunities and the threats kind of go hand in hand. We do need to keep that into account and to sort of keep our edge over the competitors. Thank you guys for listening. And any questions?
Fantastic. Thank you, Portia. Panelists, for this one, We're only going to have time for 2 questions because it was such a lovely detailed presentation from you, Portia. Does anyone have a burning desire to ask a question? Yes,
so
Miss.
There are 400,000. I think there are about 400,000 companies in Singapore registered with ACRA. And you said there are 200,000 graduates from international schools, correct?
That's, oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you said 200,000 graduates, is it?
200,000 high school students between the age of 15 and 19.
Okay, so how are you planning to tap into these? Because with COVID, a lot of the people have been retrenched. A lot of the staff has been retrenched. So how are you planning to pitch to the companies for the internships?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, how are you how are you planning to convince companies to take you on for internships, your students?
Okay, well, I feel like with these companies, having like a sort of like an easy system where you have just an algorithm that sort of connects the companies to the students. That's extremely easy, extremely efficient, and these are the people who will be working in these industries and these markets in the future. So I feel and also I read a study where the demand for unpaid internships is also increasing on the student side. So they are willing to do unpaid internships, which is, I don't want to say free labor, but a little bit of help for these companies that I'm sure would appreciate it.
Fair enough. That's a very good idea. Excellent. I think it's amazing. Congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And maybe one more question, panelists. Yes, Miss Gunn, maybe. I just know that you were really keen earlier. I saw your hand really popping up.
Sorry, I'm just really, really keen. So Portia, here's a question. What do you think would be the type of internship experience that you would love to have?
Personally?
Yes.
I have had internship experiences in the past. A few years ago, I did sort of like a user interface for an e-commerce company. So that I feel really opened up a new avenue for me in terms of, seeing what working life would be like, sort of like a little glimpse. So yeah, ever since then, I've been really interested in, digital marketing and sort of like using online software to help these businesses grow. And I feel like another experience like that, maybe in a different industry, would definitely interest me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, panelists. Thank you very much, Portia. Panelists, I apologize for the lack of time. We'll get you all next time. Portia, thank you for your wonderfully detailed presentation. I really enjoyed it. And as I said, we've had actually one of our viewers has said that he would really use it, as he's a high school participant as well. Oh. And just while you're popping off, and Pavan's going to pop the poll up, but just while you're popping off, I'd love to get this question from Miss Savage in there, actually. It's she's curious to that idea of the legality of hiring under 18s, and the idea potentially of, paying high school students. Maybe you can highlight that if you'd like to, Miss Savage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When it comes to how are you going to get businesses to find out about this, you just told me about it. Boom, done. Marketing already started. I think it's a great idea. My company hires a lot of interns in Singapore, and I love that paid internships are the legal way to do things in Singapore. And I'm also, but I would be excited because we've even got some big projects related to the music industry coming up. And I believe that somebody that's 16 would just be as capable as somebody who's 18. But I'm not quite sure if it's legal for me to hire people that are under 18. So maybe you know the answer to that, but I think it sounds like a really interesting concept.
Can I answer? Or?
I think you can.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so I read up a bit about it because, you know, that is something to take into consideration. Thank you for asking. But yeah, so there are certain regulations. It is allowed, but in Singapore at least, which is where I'm targeting, there are regulations about the number of hours that they can work and things like that. So it would take that into consideration. There would be paid internships as well, of course. But you know, kids 18, 19 are also part of the target demographic. So that would be something I would need to consider. Thank you.
Right. Love it. Thank you.